Hello. Okay, that is looking good. And fantastic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and I'm just going to do a quick health check to make sure that I am live on all the respective platforms. And we are just getting started. Okay. Yes. Looks like we are live on LinkedIn. That is fantastic. And okay, make sure that I'm also live on X. Also going live on X. Fantastic. Okay, cool. And YouTube. Oops. Am I? Yes, that is working. Fantastic. Great. Guess we can kick things off. Put that away. Today is going to be almost like a season finale of the first in the Design Over Business Transformation live series. Season finale is today. All right. Oh, by the way, should get some music going here. Let's open up Epidemic. I am not, by the way, not sponsored by Epidemic Sound, uh, except, okay, let's go over to their music. And I should have actually played this prior to starting the stream, but no worries. Okay, instrumental. And then instead of newest, I like to go with long track length. And let's start here. Okay. Amazing. Just gonna lower that volume a little bit. Perfect. That is how I like the music. Okay, so what are we going to cover today? We have something I have been working on. The actually, hold on. I should open up my. I should actually open up the iPad here. There it is. And holy smokes. Okay. And let's jump to the iPad here for a second. So let's make sure. Okay, there we go. Let me jump into this. Okay, there we go. Here it is. And this is the joy of watching this all live. There is so what's happened in the last couple of episodes of Design Over, where we do business transformation live for the audience, people like yourself. And in this first series, and today's the season finale, by the way, I have been working on a corporate brand refresh, right? Design refresh. And in this, over the last couple of episodes, by the way, if you're interested in any of these you can just go to the description of this video and you'll find all the link to the previous episodes. And what we've done is in the last couple of episodes is we've gone through different phases of work. We've done discovery of data, the company in question. We have looked at everything, their annual reports. We've watched videos from their CEO. We've looked at their business strategy, where they're trying to play, where they were playing before, what market they're trying to capture, what kind of audience they're going after. We even did a look at competitive landscape. We looked at benchmarks, cross-category stuff. And then within that, we looked at broad categories, direct competition, and ancillary partners and channels. I also did a synthesis of all of that learning. What are some key observations, learnings that we can take away? So we've done that as well. That was part of the synthesis episode. Again, if you are curious about any of these elements, feel free to go to the description of this video, and there should be a link there to take you to those past episodes where all that work was done. Now, what I'll do is I'll also take you guys through, we'll just do a quick high level overview of all this stuff, just because this is the season finale episode and I want to make sure that I have it all in one place. So I'm going to do that. And by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to go over to paulsingh.live, which should take you to the YouTube page, and you can prompt me any questions, and I'll happily answer any of those. Okay, fantastic. So let's jump into some screen sharing mode. Okay. So here's everything that we've covered off so far pertaining to this business. The first thing that we did as part of the exercise, as I described, we did discovery. So we went over and I basically just used one of those Chrome browser apps to download the entire site. And we had a close examination of the site. We went through every little square pixel of the site and looked at all the things that they're doing well, all the things that could be improved. What are some opportunities? So that was done. And we did do a broad footprint of like some of the different pages, case studies, what's happening on the back end. And then this part pertains to looking at from a business strategy perspective, what are they trying to do? What market are they trying to capture? Who are they going after? Who's their target audience going to be? Who were they serving and helping before? To who do they want to serve moving forward? And what kind of company and business are they becoming? So that was captured in this part. And then we also looked at some of the acquisitions that they've done. What's the play there? And it also all lines up with sort of the direction in which the business is trying to go in. After that, also looked at some of the internal infographics and, things that they have, collaterals that they're using. Also looked at, from a solution portfolio perspective. Actually, it is solution portfolio. What are their different offerings? Who are they trying to serve and help? What does that look like? From that, also, how does the solution sort of work in the context of the people who are going to be using it? There's some commentary I had around that. Again, if there's any of this stuff that you're watching, you want to get more in depth, you want to get closer, you can always visit the past episodes that I've done on this topic. And then again, one of the other things that I really enjoy doing is, let me zoom into this, is reading employee reviews on sites like Glassdoor. And that gives you like a sense of like what the sentiment is at the company. How are they thinking about uh, the company itself? It just adds another layer because you can also read like customer reviews. There's a whole bunch of ways to gauge and make hypothesis and a point and gather a point of view about a business. But reading employee reviews, customer reviews, just kind of gives you a little bit more of a holistic perspective. And then another thing that I did explore and look at was from a UX perspective. And just bear with me, I'm jumping a bunch of different categories and topics. But again, I'm just trying to go fast and cover off what we've already talked about in depth and in detail. Is some of the UX elements and just copywriting, communication. How are we showing up? So that was that part. Again, and as part of the research, also did a little bit of a competitive landscape, looked at what are within sort of this consulting advisory space, how are companies like the top of the food chain, like the McKinseys of the world, showing up? How do they communicate what they do? So we looked at some of those examples. We also looked at somebody that might be a direct competitor to data CM, DCM, sorry, data communications management. That's the acronym. So who are their direct competitors? How are they showing up? What are they? How are they communicating certain elements? And then again, just looking at interesting observations, learnings, opportunities, challenges there as well. Looked at sort of their UX as well, of how they show up. And then one thing I also like to do is, in addition to some of looking at, so cross category, direct competition, also looking at, the buyers in that category, in that space they're going after. What else might they be looking at within that same universe, right? So they might be, looking at trying to look for a solution, a DAM solution, which is digital asset management. But they could also be using some other tools like Slack, or they could be using Zoom, Skype, whatever, right? So what are all those different touch points, and how are those companies showing up? So what does their day look like, and what else might they be staring at throughout their day? So again, we looked at HubSpot, we looked at Basecamp, we looked at, I think, one more direct competition that we looked at was Binder. Again, there was some interesting stuff there. So that's basically covers off some of the initial desk research that was done. There's a lot more to it, but this just sort of captures just the stuff that I think that was the most relevant to gather some intelligence. So that covers that part. Okay. And after that, okay, hold on. Let me go back here for a second. Let's go here. Now, another thing that I did after looking at all these different elements, the first thing I looked at was the brand identity system itself, because that's going to be sort of the building blocks for what the new potential design could, how that could manifest and how that could look. So what we've done here is, let me actually jump into a different window altogether. We've got AI open here. So this is basically what the past tab, let me just cover that off. So this is what the previous logos, sorry, one is the current one, the one on the right, that represents the current logo. Actually, hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. Let's put these here. So the one right above my head here, that's the previous logo, uh, data communications management. And then, of course, as you can see, the name has been shortened to become to be the acronym of data communications management, of DCM. This also reflects part of the strategy of moving into a more SaaS direction and sort of this new market that they're going after. And then there's some stuff here that we've already covered, that we've talked about. Whoops. Okay, there we go. The keyboard sort of just. And then these are things that I've already covered and taken you through. And then we looked at competition. So again, this is just. So the first thing I actually did was a bit of a exploration on what the identity system could be. These are some just initial explorations, but I think I narrowed it down to this. This is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek. I think it captures like ones and zeros. And then it also captures, the smallest elements when it comes to a screen and print paper. I'm not going to go too much into the depths of that here, just to keep things moving. These are, again, just different color palettes that could be used. Again, taking a lot of the DNA and equity from the past of color we retained and just slightly refreshed. And then the same, the keyboard keeps flying out on me. Oh, man. Oh, it is working. So what's the issue here? Okay. And then we've got this on black. This could be on white. And then this is also introducing some new typography as well into the mix. So I've scrapped the previous typefaces. We're going with completely new typography. And this is some of the internal messaging that's already, that could use the same facelift. That's what that looks like. So I've used basically avant-garde as the primary typeface. And then here is basically what the new homepage and a case study page can begin to look like. So if I jump into Figma here, so now imagine this is basically what their current site looks like. This is the flavor and tone of it. And then where I'm proposing to take it is, firstly, more natural, candid photography. And it's also communicating more closely to what it is that they do. So there's a lot of work, again, that has gone into it. If you're curious about any of it, feel free to watch all the episodes linked in the description of this live stream. So the left represents the homepage, the new navigation, and on the right, you have a case study page. And again, making the copywriting as well very, very conversational. Just keeping in mind that the kind of people we're speaking to, how can we show up in... Okay, I think just 1 second here. I've got ASMR music playing. I'm going to just bump this next. Much better. Cool. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so there's all that. That's again, I've gone through all of this in quite of depth and extensive detail on the past live streams. So if you are curious about any of this, feel free to take a look there. And again, I just created like just the flavor of what could be based on some of the work that we've done. There's a lot of small and very nuanced decisions that have been taken, from copywriting, tone, to what's the value prop, to what's the buyer's going to care about. So all those elements have been sort of very specifically addressed. Again, I just wanted to give a glimpse of what if, and not to boil the ocean and like literally design their entire digital experience. This, I think, covers at least the flavor of what could be. And that was basically the goal here. So I think that basically covers us for wrapping up the transformation, the business transformation for DCM. That's basically where I would want to take the brand. I get again. Um, I deliberately tried not to flesh out everything. I just wanted to, for the audience, have a glimpse of what if we were to just move around a few things, what could happen? Is this potentially something we'd like to explore? So that's it, folks. That is a summary and finale for the first case study on DesignOver Business Transformation live for DCM or datacm.com. Okay. All right. And man, this was a lot of fun going into this and doing all this work and just exploring what could be, what is possible for this business. Yes. So yes, correct. So in the next case study is going to be for, so this was, okay. So just a couple of quick highlights here. Just want to summarize is, hold on, let me just make sure my audio is okay. There we go. Okay. So just want to quickly summarize here is for the first in the series, we did a corporate a business transformation for a corporate brand, which is a publicly traded company. And for the next case study, we're going to do a personal brand. And so there's going to be a full transformation for how you could take all of that learning, but do it for something much smaller. And that's going to be also fun as well. Again, just to show contrast that, yeah, you could do it for a big company, but then how could you do it for an individual? How could you apply all of this to a person? So that's already lined up. I have a lot of cool stuff happening in the background, and that is going to be coming live starting next week. So that's going to be super fun, and I'm looking forward to sharing the full transformation for that starting next week. So yeah, just wanted to do a quick season finale for the first transformation case study, which was a lot of fun to do. And if you work at DCM and you're watching this, share this with your CEO. I think it would be great. Or, share this with somebody in marketing and sales. See what they think. Do they yell at you, or they're like, yeah. Okay. I'm going to end it here. Just wanted to put a bow on this, and this was a lot of fun. I will see you folks next week with a completely new case study and a completely new transformation for a personal brand, as I mentioned.